Welcome back to another video from the Debate Room podcast. As you can tell by the title, this is our second mock draft of the draft cycle. We're doing one for the new year. Happy New Year to all you guys. Hope you guys' New Year is great. I hope 2025 is great for you guys. If you're watching the video, make sure you drop your New Year's resolution in the comments, man, for sure. I want to know y'all New Year's resolutions. And before we get into the mock draft, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video, and follow us on our social media platforms up at the top of the screen. The New Year is in about 2 hours, so appreciate Q for joining me, especially this late in the night. Initially, we were going to do a big board, but we're gonna pause on that. We're gonna pause on that and release it in probably like a week or so. So we're gonna do another mock draft for the new year, and we have a New Year's resolutions NBA theme video that'll probably drop before this. So if you haven't watched that, after you watch this mock draft, go watch that. But let's get into it. We're either going to, I think we're going to sim the draft. We're going to sim the draft. We're going to keep it like that. We always sim the draft. So what we're going to do is sim the lottery or whatever, and then pick based off of whatever Fanspo gives us. That way, it's a little bit, it's more fun. You can't really prepare for who you want to select beforehand, and so it's going to be like on the fly. So let me get this up and running. Let's see. All right, cool. So first round standard. Actually, okay. So let's send this lottery and see who gets the first pick. My Pistons got 4. I love that. Okay, so Raptors, Wizards, Pelicans. Okay, that's cool. I like this. This is a fun little outcome. The Jazz got screwed a little bit. Were you gonna use that in the mock draft? You gonna use that order?
Brooklyn got hold too, but that's their own fault.
Yep. New custom orders. Okay. What? Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me make sure it's in there right. No, it's not right. Dang it. Wait. No, it's not. It's not. It didn't work. Pardon me. What order do you want to use? Okay, Fanspo consensus. Form lottery. Use last lottery result. New custom order. Jazz. Bro, why is it doing that?
No,
it's like it's not letting me use the let's see. First round. It's not letting me use the draft order. It's making me use like the NBA order. Use last lottery result. Bro. We got. Let me just pause this until this. All right, so I think we got it to work where the actual lottery that we simmed on Fanspo is actually in the Fanspo system. So in this lottery, like in this scenario, the Raptors have the first overall pick in the draft. So we're gonna start off with the Toronto Raptors, and I'm gonna let Q go first. As far as the first pick, you get the first pick. What are we doing, man? I know it's been some controversy. It was Cooper before the draft cycle started, and now Dylan Harper's making this case as being the number 1 overall pick. So what are we doing?
With the first overall pick in the 2025 NBA draft, the Toronto Raptors are selecting Dylan Harper.
Wow, that's hey man. I can't say I'm too mad at it. Honestly, bro. I can't say I'm too mad at it just because they do already have Scotty at that 4 spot. and I guess Cooper could probably play the 3 as well. But I think they need a offensive creator, a lot more offense, and I think Dylan Harper is going to provide that. Now, I personally would have probably still took Cooper. I'm not gonna lie, because I think, and he showed it today against who did the Virginia State?
Virginia Tech.
Huh?
Virginia Tech.
Tech. He showed it today, like the flashes of offensive. I'll talk about Cooper, but I mean, I'm not mad at it. I think Dylan is in the conversation for sure. I think Dylan is in the conversation. I'll let you talk about Dylan and why you selected him number 1 overall.
Like you said, they need offensive creation. They had a log jam of like wings, like guards that play wings. They don't really have like their guards are not guards that you want running a team. Like you got Davion Mitchell, he's not like a point guard. IQ not really a point guard. You got Scotty, doing most of the ball handle duty, but I think you really need some perimeter offensive creation. Dylan Harper is he's an electric scorer. If that 3 ball could get consistent, get better, tweaking the swarm and things like that, might be more reliable. That allow to have space and let Scotty do what he does wherever he does it at. And he does have playmaking chops. He can play make. His ability to get downhill opens that up. It's more a complementary piece, and it's not like you're not lacking in talent. You get a great talent, and you get a complementary piece for Scotty Barnes. So that's your 2 building blocks for the future.
Yeah, I love Dylan Harper. He's my favorite player in this draft class. His ability to get to the rim at will. I think he's shooting near 70% at the rim. 76 point. Why did I say near 70%?
Yes, it's almost it was above 70%
at the rim. He has a 42.4 free throw rate. He has a 29.3 usage, 30.4 assist percentage too, and he doesn't really turn the ball over a lot. As much as he passes the ball, has the ball in his hands. The 3-point shooting has been promising as of late. It's mostly off the catch. I think his swing skill is pull up 3-point shooting. He's shooting 37.3% right now on 8.9 attempts per 100. And yeah, so I think the pull up 3-point shooting is his swing skill for sure. Outside that, I don't think he has many flaws. I don't think he's going to be someone that like creates a lot of steals or blocks defensively. I don't think he's going to be a lockdown defender, but he's not going to be a liability at all. He's going to be solid on that end.
He's not like a great. He's not like a great athlete, but he's like big enough. He's athletic enough that you don't really notice it. Plus, he has great frame.
Yeah, Dylan. I think he's going to make his case for best in the class. I don't know if I'm going to have him over Cooper, but I think it's getting close because for a large part of this season for Cooper, he has been inefficient offensively. But he is showing a lot of good signs. And I'll talk about Cooper when I take him at number 2 here, because this is what I'm going to do. I think the Wizards are completely happy with this. And this defensive core with Sarr, Bilal, and Flag will be insane. With the 2nd overall pick, the Washington Wizards are going to select Cooper Flag. Man, he's been one of the most controversial prospects in a while. He is I think, damn near so clearly the best player in his class. And some people are trying to like overthink him a little bit and bring him back down to earth a little bit. And I get it. I think Dylan is going to make a case for it. I think they're going to battle for it throughout the year. But what Cooper is doing is special. And I know the numbers as far as the efficiency haven't been the greatest. But we have to remember he is 17 years old. He's 17 years old. About to be 18. I don't know why that says 19.
Yeah,
why does that say that? He's extremely young. I think he's like 6 months younger than a lot of these players in his class. He has an extremely high usage. On Duke, he's literally their best scorer, their best playmaker, and their best defender on Duke. So this year, 30.3 usage. The assist percentage is really high for a wing at 23.7. Rarely turns the ball over. He's a really good finisher. I don't think the numbers dictate that yet right now, but I know Cooper is a really good finisher. He has really good touch. He's a good free throw shooter as well. Really good toucher on the rim. He's exploring with that mid-range jumper. It's not always falling, but he's taking it. The three-point shot is a issue right now for him. Only knocking it down at a 27% right now on 7.1 attempts per 100. But he's really a special prospect, especially defensively. He can guard, I think, 1 through 4 and switch onto small ball fives. He's averaging right now a 3.3 steal percentage and a 4.6 block percentage. That's just ridiculous for a prospect, especially at his age. So special defensive prospect, and on offense, he's just showing flashes. What we saw today versus Virginia Tech was just special. I think he had 24 points. He had 5 stocks. Performances like that, it just shows what he can be on the next level, because that type of shit is special, man. I think he has potential as a primary initiator on the next level. It's potential, though. I don't think it's like locked in, set in stone that he's going to be a primary initiator. If you get that out of him, though, he's going to be a top 10 player in this league. If you get that out of him, he might be a top 5 player in the league. But I think he's an underrated playmaker, too. Because I think he's averaging 3.7 assists, damn near 4 assists as a wing. I don't even know if Scotty Barnes was doing that. And I see that's someone he gets comped to a lot. He is younger than Scotty Barnes was. I think he's going to be a better offensive player than Scotty Barnes was. That's enough rambling about Cooper, though. People know how good he is. A lot of people are overthinking him, and I think overthinking can be a good thing. You got to look at these numbers. You got to watch these prospects a lot. You got to think about these prospects a lot. But I think some people are downplaying him a little bit. So I still have him as the number 1 player in this class. I do think it might get close as the season continues to go on, though, for sure.
Yeah, Scotty did average that, but his usage was nowhere near where Cooper is at right now.
Yeah. So
I don't have no problem with this. I don't have a problem if he goes 1 or 2. Me taking Dylan at 1 was strictly just like for fit purposes, not really like a talent gap or anything like that. Because I don't think there's a talent gap. If anything, you could say Cooper Flag is more talented. That's like overall. So.
Yeah, so we had 3 now. The next team is going to be, I think, the New Orleans Pelicans. Yep. They have their season has turned into a disaster. Zion is out. I don't know how long he's going to be out. BI is out. All that type of stuff seems indefinite. So what are you doing with the New Orleans Pelicans, Q, the 3rd overall pick?
For the 3rd overall pick, the New Orleans Pelicans are going to select Kasparis. Jacob, you know who you know his name.
Kasparis Jonas.
Yeah, with Cass here, get a point guard. They've been needing a point guard for the longest. He can shoot. He can play make. When locked in, he can get to the rim. He knows how to, make his moves in the pick and roll. He's cool. Defensively, I'm not really worried about that, but you need like straight point guard play, playmaking, shooting. He provides all of that.
I love Kasparis as a prospect. I got him in my top 3 or 4. I think he fits nicely on the Pelicans, especially they need a point guard for a while now, in my opinion. And he'll be great with a player like Zion Williamson. He's one of the best playmakers in this class. He's one of the best shooters in this class. Really good perimeter creator as far as, passing and shooting. My concerns with him stem from a lack of ability to get to the rim consistently. When he gets to the rim, he's very efficient. I think he's shooting around 65% at the rim this season. But I think at times he does struggle to beat athletes off the dribble, like downhill, especially without a screen or like a Gortat screen in the paint. I think he kind of struggles a little bit with craft too, as far as his handle. Just like creating advantages. And so I think that kind of like he's a tier lower than a Cooper and a Dylan. Like it's Cooper and Dylan, and then he's a tier lower because I don't know if he's gonna be like a primary initiator. But if he goes to New Orleans, he doesn't need to be that. And I think he has a really, really high floor. I think he'd be a special player in the league. Really, really good playmaker. Really, really good shooter. He does turn the ball over a lot. But he's a hyper efficient player. He gets to the line a lot as well. Defensively, he has a ways to go. His screen navigation has some issues, and his overall consistency and effort on the end has some issues. But I think New Orleans is going to be a really good defensive team, regardless of Kaspar's being there. So I think this is a home run pick for them. I like Kaspar's on New Orleans. Makes a lot of sense, and he could be the point guard of the future.
Yeah, he does have a problem. Like you said, getting to the rim, he tends to get pushed around a lot. That forces him into bad shots, bad turnovers, things like that. He also has an issue with picking up the ball too early. Sometimes he's indecisive. That's why he ends up taking certain step back he probably should have took in the hands of jumping to throw the pass, like mid shot, things like that. That comes with like again reps, repetition, and things like that. Him just getting better. That can possibly change, but as of right now, as a prospect, he will fit fine next to Zion because he's not going to have all the pressure on him anyway.
I also think he has a pretty nice frame as well, which can help him. He definitely needs to work on getting to the rim all the way and that type of stuff. Next is my Pistons at 4. This is an interesting spot. This is an interesting spot. Now, what we need? We need a center. Jalen Duren, I'm sorry, we need a center. We need a rim protector.
Not this high though.
Not this high. No, I would not be comfortable taking Common. I'm probably just butcher his name. Come on. I said Common. Come on. This high. Asa, no. Queen is not a rim protector. So it's like, I don't know. What else do we need? We took back-to-back wings. We took Ron. We took
I personally am fine with another guard as long as they can score the basketball.
Yeah, I think I know what I'm going to do here. Because I don't think, honestly, I don't like Jeremiah Fears is at 4 on my board. I really don't think this is that bad because, like, you got Jaden Ivey. That's what people are going to say in the comments. That's what people are going to say when they see this. You got Jaden Ivey. Because Jeremiah Fears, you kind of do need a secondary creator next to Cade. I've been asking for that for a while. I don't know how effective he will be like as that year one. I know what I'm gonna do. Let me stop wasting time. With the 4th overall pick, the Detroit Pistons select Trey Johnson. He comes in and he's gonna be like the 2 guard eventually, maybe take over for Jaden Ivey. Trey Johnson is a prolific scorer, arguably the best scorer in the draft class, with his ability to knock down shots at multiple levels. He's really good in the mid-range, really good in the post. He's a sniper from 3. I think he's right now at like 44% from 3 on like 12 3-point attempts per 100. It's ridiculous. The efficiency and the volume is ridiculous. He can come off with pin downs, flare screens. He can create threes off the dribble. His issues stem from getting to the rim. I think he has 27 attempts at the rim total, not even like in a half court, and that's been like 11 games. He rarely gets to the rim. He just played like a bottom 200 team the other day and did not get to the rim at all. It's very concerning if I do say so myself. It's very concerning. I get that. But I still like the prospect. I'm sorry. He's still one of my highest prospects in the class. You see 2.4 assists. That could be a concern as well. But Trey is a better passer than what the numbers show. I've seen in the film, especially as of late, he can make some decently high-level reads off of his scoring gravity. He's able to leverage his scoring gravity and create that way for other players. Defensively, he doesn't create a lot of events, but I think he's solid on the end. I think he can defend. He's just not going to like turn you over or get a lot of blocks. He also does not get to the free throw line a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of concerns. I will admit that, but I think his ceiling is a lot higher than some other people. I think that Trey can be a low end all-star caliber player in this league. I do. I think he also just fits nicely on this team for what they need. Kind of like a secondary creator and a secondary scorer. He slots in nicely at that. So yes, there are concerns, but again, every prospect has concerns. A lot of them, especially after Dylan and Cooper. I don't have Trey as my fourth best player in this class. I have him fifth. I have Jeremiah Fears over him. But I think this is a very, very nice landing spot for Trey, considering talent and what he needs. I think he's gonna be able to come in and attack closeouts that way. And my hope for Trey, if he continues to grow as a player, is that he can leverage his shooting ability to attack closeouts and get downhill that way. Because I think he does have a pretty good handle. And I don't think he can't get to the rim. But if you watch the film on him, they just load up in college. He doesn't have a lot of great spacing, so he doesn't really get to the rim in part due to that because of the spacing around him and teams just loading up. So when he goes to attack, he just settles for mid-range shots a lot, which he's very efficient at doing because there's always like 2 or 3 defenders in the paint. He definitely needs to improve his ability to get to the free throw line and to the rim. I recognize that for sure. I'm not discounting his flaws, and I understand why people have him like in the lottery and like outside the top 10. I understand it, but for me, I really buy his scoring ceiling. I think he can be a great scorer in the league. And people compare him to like Cam.
Bucket.
People compare him to like Cam Johnson. I hate that comp. It's disingenuous. It really is. It's similarities there, but not. His Cam Thomas, my bad. Cam Thomas. And I think he has more feel for the game than Cam Thomas. I think he's a better passer than Cam Thomas. I think he's a better defender than Cam Thomas. Bruh, this is gonna be one of my greatest ones. Trey gonna be one of my greatest ones, bro. I think he has a possibility of being a star in the league, bro. I promise you, bro. And this might be
a professional bucket like that. That's cut and dry. Like, he's a elite 2-level scorer right now. Yeah. And he gets forced to take mid range, but like you say, he's great at shooting the mid range. He can shoot the 3. Good handle, smooth.
It's a little bit different than Ace Bailey, especially with the 3-point shot. It's just different. People compare those prospects a lot. It's just a little bit different. I think he's a better passer than Ace, a better 3-point shooter than Ace. Ace got the length and athleticism and that type of stuff. Man, this Trey Johnson is going to be a hill I die on, and this might be bad. I always talk about bad process, especially with his concerns. This might be bad process. This might be bias. But listen, this is a hill I'm going to die on because I feel like he's going to give me some good returns. I don't know. I don't know how they even explain it. I just feel it, bro. No, did he? My bad. I talked a lot about him. I like Trey a lot. What you think about?
Yeah, this is what I want. Once it came out, this is what I wanted you to pick right here. Like this, I feel like this is perfect. Like, he's a good enough scorer, just enough to alleviate that pressure off of Cade. Gives us more shooting and a younger prospect, so we ain't got to throw out Malik Beasley or Tim Hardaway out there. I think he's fine, and I think in the NBA, when naturally there's going to be a little bit more space and due to better personnel, he has more chances, more opportunities to get into that rim bag and whatnot. I'm perfectly fine with this pick.
All right, let's move on to the 5th pick. Let's see what it is. I actually don't know the order. It's going to be the Charlotte Hornets with the 5th pick.
See, at 5 is weird because like where I want them to go is like I think it's too high for a person that I put right here.
I know what I would do.
It's like,
listen, man. I hope you're doing the right thing. I ain't gonna say nothing. I hope you do the right thing. This is a team that players struggle to get to the rim. They have good shooting with LaMelo and Brandon. They struggle to get to the rim. They need a secondary creator. I'm
gonna stick with what I've been doing for like the 3-4 times I've done this. With the 5th overall pick, the Charlotte Hornets are gonna go VJ Edgecombe.
Yeah, nah, buddy.
I got to. I'm not. I can't go Derek Queen and I can't go Colin right here. I think that's. I don't think Derek Queen is the move they need to make. Colin would be cool, but I just think it's too high to be picking Colin at 5. But the upside with VJ is there, athletic, could defend, fast break demon. Hopefully somehow that works. With Baylor, it doesn't really put him on full display of like what he can be because the way that system is, and he's behind, and there's a bunch of guards there, things like that. But before they say he was viewed as a great prospect coming into the year, I still think he's that same guy. Just circumstances are different. This is kind of really contingent on whether LaMelo's there or not. If he is there, it still helps. You can run him at the 2 if you want. Like I say, he's going to do all the other things. He doesn't need to be the first, the first option or the second. You got LaMelo and Brandon Miller there. He could comfortably be third, attack closeouts, things like that, cut, fast breaks, and then defend. And you're always going to have a thing to do there. Other than that, it's just I don't feel comfortable with nobody else here at 5.
Yeah, I like VJ. VJ's one of my guys, but he has disappointed me. He has disappointed me this year a little bit. I think the half court stuff is a big red flag. It's concerned. The 3-point shooting, especially as a pull-up shooter, is very concerning. I think the 2-point shots outside of the rim is very concerning. The creation is a concern. The handle is a concern. I think he's an underrated passer. You see 3.4 assists right there. He is able to play make for others, especially when he getting downhill. But I'm not sure if VJ he's not a primary creator, definitely not. I don't think he's going to be a secondary creator. Maybe a tertiary creator in your offense. But
You want to go Jeremiah right here.
I would have put yes, I would have picked Jeremiah.
I know.
I would have picked Jeremiah. I think VJ his defensive numbers are insane. He is an elite defensive prospect, like insanely. The stock numbers are very, very high. The rebounding numbers are good. He has a motor that you cannot teach, for sure. But the creation and the half-court offense stuff is very, very concerning. I don't hate it. I would have definitely did this like a month ago. And his priors are really good as well, so I can understand it. And I think it's not the worst fit because you have LaMelo and Brandon Miller, who are your top 2 creators, and then you need someone that can give you toughness, defense, transition play, and possibly be a good off-ball player as well. He's able to knock down spot-up jump shots. But honestly, I'm not really sold on Brandon Miller being a secondary creator, to be honest. Not really. I think he's really good. Yeah, I think he's really good off the catch. And as a spot-up jump shooter, but as a secondary initiator, I'm not really sold on him, especially because LaMelo struggles to get to the rim and finish at the rim. Brandon Miller also struggles to get to the rim and finish at the rim. I would have taken Jeremiah Fears here because he can get to the rim as much as he wants to. He can be a secondary creator and playmaker. And I am never against having 2 ball handlers. I think that model can work. And I believe in Jeremiah Fears' jump shot, but when we get to him,
that scoop take crazy.
Yeah. I think, and this works perfectly with the Jazz. If the Jazz can get a Jeremiah Fears at 6, that's a blessing because they need a star. They need a star on this team, and I think Jeremiah Fears can be a star in this league. I don't know why he's so far down on this big board, but with the 6th overall pick, the Utah Jazz. Oh, this is the 7th pick or the 6th pick? Oh, 6th pick. With the 6th overall pick, the Utah Jazz select Jeremiah Fears. They need a star bad, and I think Jeremiah Fears can be that. He is one of the youngest prospects in his class and one of the most productive prospects in his class. Very, very high usage with a very, very good assist rate. He does turn the ball over quite a bit, which is a concern. And he's not shooting 3-ball well off the pull-up jumper. But from the mid-range, he is really good. He's really good at the rim. He's really good at creating advantages with his handle and his quickness. One of the fastest players in his class. And he's also really strong for his size as well. The only critiques I really have of him is the turnovers and the 3-point jump shot as far as pull-ups. But I do think he's going to be a really, really good 3-point shooter because of his indicators. He's a really good free throw shooter. He's really good at getting to the free throw line. He's also a good mid-range shooter. He has a really good touch around the rim. Really, my only concern is the turnovers in the defense, which, I'm not really big on point guards defense where they got to be great defenders. I've never really had that process or thought process. And I think he can defend. It's just about how much he's going to lock in on the end. I love this for the Jazz. They do have a few guards there, but I think they're going to move off Colin Sexton. They do have Isaiah Collier, who they just drafted. They do have Keontae George. But I think they should just take the best talent available, the best person that can give them a star upside. And I think that's Jeremiah Fears at number 6. This is a steal for them, in my opinion.
Yeah, Buddy gets to the rim. He can make shots. Definitely has some playmaking chops. Turnovers an issue, defense an issue, but like you said, point guard defense doesn't matter to me at all. That's like the least valuable thing really out there for them. I'd rather he be able to get a bucket and set somebody else up, and he does that fine. Yeah, good pick. I'm clearly not mad at it. Trailblazers at 7.
Yo, Trailblazers at 7. Let me find their name on here.
Yeah, with the 7th pick in the 2025 NBA draft, the Portland Trailblazers select Ace Bailey.
I'm not mad at this. I think this is a really good. I think this is a really good fit for Ace. I think it's a really good fit.
This is a fine fit. They're eventually gonna move over Jeremy Grant. That fills a need. They're already loaded in the backcourt. They already at however they feel about Sharp, Scoot, whoever. That's cool. They still got time to I think it's too early to move off Scoot. Clearly, they just put a premium pick on him 2 years ago. Ace Bailey is a very talented, very talented. His shot selection worries me. His testing mid range, him getting to the rim is not a thing. Handle sloppy to me, but those are things you could clean up. And then if he just cleans it up, he could really actually hit his potential. Probably he definitely doesn't pass the ball, but that's not what they're going to need him for. It's strictly scoring bag, and he has that in spades, and he has good size. I think that's a perfect spot for him.
I think Ace, if you think he's gonna be a primary initiator, I don't believe so. And so this is a spot where I feel like they have, I don't know if they're gonna keep Simons or whatever they're gonna do with him, but let's say they keep Scoot and Simons together. You have creators that can, they're not great creators. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not acting like they are, but Ace, I think it's going to be best used as a off-ball weapon, as someone that's going to attack closeouts potentially, and come off screens and spot up and cut and all that type of stuff. I think it could be a really, really good player if he does that. If he locks into a role as far as spotting up, coming off screens to knock down shots, shooting a lot of threes, taking the mid-range shots when they're there, cutting. He's a pretty good athlete as far as verticality, rebounding the ball, defending, as a help side rim protector. He can be a damn good NBA player. I got him around 12 on my board probably. He has fallen a lot because I don't think he's going to be a primary initiator or probably even a secondary initiator. But he has insane shot making ability. But I think he has little things in his game that teams can really, and I think he can be a building block for the Blazers. Especially if they try to keep it rolling with Scoot. I don't know, man. I don't want to talk about Scoot right now, but I don't know what they're gonna do as far as the Blazers. But they're not drafting him to be their primary this year, is my point. In my opinion. So, and I think this is good value. Because some people think that Ace can be a star, and if they get him at 7, he turns to a star. That's just, I guess, it's just good value. All right, let's move on. With the 8th overall pick, we are with the Brooklyn Nets. Interesting. I know what I'm going to do here. With the 8th overall pick, the Brooklyn Nets are going to select Derek Queen. This team is a team that I think is devoid of talent. They don't have a lot of it at all on the roster. So I think Derek Queen is one of the best players available at this spot. He's a really skilled player, really good passer. He could potentially be an offensive hub. He can potentially be that. A really good driver for the center. He has really good touch that could possibly turn into shooting potential. He's a really good post player. His issues are athleticism I don't think he can be able to protect the rim at a high level. But I think he's one of the best players in this class. I actually have him at 5. I got him at 5, I believe. No, 6. I got him at 6 on my big board. So yeah, this would be a good spot for Derek Queen. The Nets don't really have much talent, so he can have the range year one, and you can see what he is in year one. So Derek Queen, I like to pick for them. He does have the concerns like how you gonna build around a player that maybe can't shoot and also can't defend the rim. And I think at this moment he's a decent rim protector, and I think the shooting can continue to grow because he's a good free throw shooter, a good mid range shooter. His touch indicators are pretty good as well. So he will need to continue to up the volume as far as his 3-point shots. But sometimes players are just damn good. Like they're just good. Like the concerns are there, but again, the concerns with everybody in this 5 to like 14 range, all of them have concerns. All of them. So yeah, I would definitely do Derek Queen at number 8 for the Nets. I think he's the best player available.
That sucks for the Nets. Not in the grand scheme of things, but like they definitely fumbled the bag by winning too many games because they'd have got a much better prospect. But right here, Derek Queen is a very talented player. Can score the basketball, has great touch. Defensively, we covered that in the video and whatnot. But in terms of like the Nets, they need talent, and that's like the best way to go. Can't be mad at that. If that's the shooting touch is actually there, you definitely can run them with Nick Claxton. If not, if you move off Nick Claxton, you still go start. You can still run them out there anyway. Definitely could be more of a 4 as long as the shooting comes along. Got some good chops. Can do something on the defensive end, like active hands and things like that. So he's not a complete negative. Him as your anchor, you're gonna have issues, but you don't really need him for that. Don't need him for that right now today.
All right, next pick is the Sacramento Kings at 9Q. What we doing? It's an interesting spot.
At 9, well, the 9th pick in the 2025 NBA draft, the Sacramento Kings are selecting Colin Murray Bowles. I wanted them to go. Probably should go need a center. But they're not going to move off Sabonis. Next big option is Colin right here. Great defensive prospect. I've done watched him shut down whole possessions by himself, guarding 2-3 players at a time, protecting the rim, getting back, getting steals. He can do all of that. 3-point shot, clearly that's an issue. He still can get dirty work buckets. That's all you need. They already got their scorers. You don't need him another player. That's a scorer that needs the ball in their hands. He's gonna rebound. He's gonna defend. He's gonna get them dirty work, but he's gonna be slide in perfectly. He's gonna be a perfect fit for him.
Colin Murray Boys, I think is one of the best players in this class, a top 10 player in this class. It's just the fact that because he can't shoot and he's kind of like an undersized big man, it's kind of hard to imagine his fit on a team. And I think he suffers from that because I was talking a lot about this today with a lot of people on Twitter and I respect from the draft space. And I think his 99 percentile outcome, like the best you think Colin Murray Boys can be, is I think Draymond Green. And the problem is Steph and Klay is not out here just walking around. Like he is a really good passer. He has a really good feel for the game. He's an elite defender. I think he might be the second best defender in his class and definitely the best anchor in his class probably. At 6'7", he's really strong. The motor is great. The IQ is great. The versatility is great. But he's gotten better as well, though. As his usage is scaled up with this Sacramento, with this South Carolina team, he's gotten better. The efficiency's gotten better. He's at 16 points per game. The assist numbers don't tell the whole story with him. A really good rebounder as well, really physical. He's not the best athlete. His jump shot indicators are not great as far as like the volume and stuff like that. I think he does have good touch. But the shooting is a big question. If he's able to somehow, improve on that shot and become a respectable catch and shoot 3-point shooter, it does a lot for his ceiling. But I don't know if that's probable more than possible. It's possible. I don't know if it's probable. And so I think he's a very good prospect, and I think he's one of the best prospects in his class, a top 10 prospect. But the fit, like he has to be very, very particular about his fit, in my opinion. So we got to see. I don't know what direction the Sacramento Kings is going to be in come next year. So I really don't know. But I like Kyler Murray Boyle's game. But I think fit matters a lot with him. All right, we're here at the 10th pick with the Oklahoma City Thunder. And this is one of the hardest teams to draft for because it's like, what do they even need? Like
that's why I don't think it's hard though, because there's no glaring thing they need. All they're doing is stockpiling, good players that possibly can help them. That's why I don't think they need to go with a super perfect pick, super perfect prospect, so to speak. I think they probably just looking for a glue guy potentially because they, like I said, like this morning they got their star players locked up. The 10th pick.
Wait, that's my pick. That's my pick.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's my pick. Well, who are you going to take?
Yeah, what you going to do here?
Who are you going to take?
I'm going to let you go.
Okay. I got a few people in mind here.
We probably got the same too.
Okay. With the 10th overall pick, the Oklahoma City Thunder select Thomas Sorber from Georgetown. I think this team can still use some big depth, honestly. They do have Chet, Isaiah Hartenstein, but Chet's got injured a few times, and hopefully he continues to stay healthy. Isaiah Hartenstein is a really good player, but I still think they could use big depth. Thomas Sorber is one of the best bigs in his class, and maybe they go Asa because he can probably play a 4. Do they need 5s? I don't know.
Having another real 5 on the team would help them.
Let me see. Where is he at, bro?
Who?
Thomas. Why do I gotta do this? Do they not have Moyer? Wait, let me see. Did I miss him? Dog. What is wrong? What is wrong with Fanspo?
Oh, you can't search him. Go to center power forward.
This is what. Oh, there you go. 110 is okay. Like that's just crazy, bro. Like that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That tells you a lot about what Fanspo knows, like the Fanspo consensus. He's at 110. I'm gonna drive Thomas Sorber here. He's a very young prospect too as well. His feel for the game, really good. He's a really good passer too for a center. He has some pretty good fluidity, defending the rim as well. He's not the greatest athlete or anything like that, but he's a really good defender, instinctual. His hand-eye coordination is really good. He can knock down a mid-range shot. He can knock down a 3 every so often. He's one of the most productive freshmen in his class. Like the box plus minus numbers, all that type of stuff is really good for him. So yeah, Thomas Sorber. I think that the Thunder could use another center, especially at sometimes they got to play like Jalen Williams, stuff like that, off the bench. And he's really young and he can grow with this team. So yeah, I think Thomas Sorber would be a really good player for the Thunder if they don't take someone that can give them like volume shooting, like a Liam McNeely or something like that. That was also
that was my second.
Yeah, they need volume shooting. They can take someone like Liam McNeely. I also thought about Austin Newell here as well. They want to take another 4. So they have the luxury to do whatever they really want to. So yeah,
that's a good thing, right? Yeah, like I said, they have a size issue still, and having Chet and Hartenstein doesn't really. Like you said, they've been injured. They both been injured already this year. Having another 6'10" and up player doesn't hurt them. That's a valuable minutes off the bench. You could give your guys a rest. Liam McNeely is also an option for just valuable 3-point shooting. Him being able to shoot and potentially be a lead at attacking closeouts in that offense. That's going to be pretty valuable. Can't go wrong either way. That's the luxury of having a good team and just having a lot of draft picks.
What you doing at number 11 with the Spurs?
Oof. Ooh, I could go with my guy. Yeah, kind of fell. So it's like I don't know if that's the move. Uh, hmm, need a point guard. Need shooting. Mm, you know what?
It's not a Thunder, it's the Spurs.
With the 11th pick in the 2025 draft, the San Antonio Spurs select. Damn, what do I want to do here? I want to go my guy from BYU, but he's not like doing it for me right now. They select Liam McNeely. I think that's a fine pick. Doesn't really hurt him. I wanted to go guard here, but I don't think the rest of the guards and or fake guards
Can you
like
say that again for me?
Jaeger.
Can you
Huh?
say that again for me? Can you say that again for me?
The 2020 with the 11th pick in the 2025 draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Liam McNeely. Just talked about it. Value 3-point shooting. Had that next to Wemby. Got Castro there. He's still not a shooter. You got Jeremy Sean. Everybody on the team outside of Wemby is not really great shooters. You get a bona fide shooter and close out attacker. They do need a point guard. I guess they think Castro could be that, but they could also, push the button and go get a De'Aaron Fox potentially, something like that. Still got to fill out the margins. He's one of the perfect, in my opinion, like plug and play type player. Does what they need. Not really looking for much. It's the Spurs. They just trying to get talent.
I don't have Liam McNeely this high, but I do think Liam McNeely can be a very, very good role player in this league. He does a lot of like the role player stuff pretty well. He's a really good shooter. He's shown some flashes of like being able to put the ball on the floor and score off closeouts and stuff like that as well. Been a pretty good rebounder as well, especially earlier in the season. A decent passer. I think there's some athletic limitations, and I don't think he's gonna really be creating advantages or nothing like that. But he can really shoot the ball, can really rebound the ball. He's not the greatest defender either. But with his size, he should be like at least like neutral in that end, possibly at the next level. I think this is a Spurs type pick, to be honest, with the type of player he is. And I think he's gonna be a good role player in this league. Possibly even a close to elite one, maybe. Like I think that's a ceiling, elite level role player in the league. That's what I feel like for Liam McNeely. So it's not a bad pick. Because some of the point guards here like aren't really great like, as far as pressure and rim and stuff like that. Maybe would have took Boogie. I don't know. 12th overall pick is the Rockets because the Suns are just continuing to lose. So as long as they continue to lose, then they will not have their pick. Let's see, where are the Rockets? Here we go. Now, what do the Rockets need? Right?
Point guard.
Well, they got what's their wing situation look like? They got Tari Eason, Dylan Brooks.
Dylan Brooks ain't long term though.
Yeah, he's not. They need a shooting guard too. I'm not gonna lie. They need a shooting guard. Who I got in this range? LeBaron Fightline. VJ is already off the board. Jaeger Dimon. I don't know. This is a weird spot for them.
No, I don't think Jaeger's right here.
Asa, no. They really just need I think they kind of need probably like a 2 guard. A 2 guard, honestly.
Yo,
Uh,
they about to cook.
I'm not thinking about Ben.
They about to
They kind of do
fry
need
us.
backup big. They kind of do need a backup big for sure.
Mhm.
Asa probably not. Asa probably not. Like I don't know, dog. They just took a small guard last year. I don't know. This is an interesting spot. I didn't even know they were on like near here. Um Players I have like around here though is like LeBaron Phylon, but they already have like they already don't have enough shooting, and I don't know how good of a shooter he's gonna be. So it's like LeBaron Phylon, VJ already off the board. Boogie Flan can't really get to the rim, but he's a really good shooter. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna do it because they don't really have a backup center. That's the issue for them. Um, and I think this is good value for this selection. With the 12th overall pick, the Rockets are going to select Kaman Mulak. I think that's how you say his name. They need a backup center. I think he is a prospect with very high upside. He's very raw. Could potentially be a very good rim protector. He has shown flashes of shooting ability. I think he's getting misutilized in the Duke offense. So you really can't see exactly what he can be offensively. But he's a loud threat, a rim protector. He definitely will not be able to play next to Sengun, which you gotta be like, why would you take this at 12? But a really good prospect to have here at 12. To be honest, I don't know if Rockets fans would be happy with this. To be honest, I don't know, but I don't really know what to do for y'all. We'll see if they even get this pick. So they could have took like LeBaron Phylon, but they have Reed. I'm in currently Jalen Green. Um, and it's like LeBaron, he can get downhill. He's a really good passer. Really good at the rim. Really like fast as well. But it's like he can't shoot, and they already have enough players that can't shoot on the team. So it's interesting. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. Let's move on to the 13th pick with the Warriors, man. See what do the Warriors need?
They need wing scoring, preferably wing shooting. They need still need center play, and they need guard play also.
I'm crying. That's like everything.
No word, they say it right there for real. uh, right here, there's some guards. It's one center I wouldn't mind taking right here. One wing I wouldn't mind taking right here. The wing kind of doesn't fit. Like he fits, but he doesn't. The the guard and the center do fit, but all right. With the 13th pick in the 2025 uh, NBA draft, the Golden State Warriors are gonna select Asa Noel. Uh, Using pick, I don't think Trace Jackson David hasn't shown you anything to believe that he should still he has that locked down. Asa can score the basketball. Uh, Decent rebounder. Uh, shows him the like some type of shooting upside. Like he can like his form look nice. He can shoot the ball. I think that that fit nicely in the offense. Can play next to Draymond Green. Uh, Play with Steph, things like that. Could have went the other way. Could have probably went Boogie maybe, because he can't shoot. Their offense not really predicated on their guard, getting to the rim and things like that. Probably play him next to Steph for spot minutes. But I think Oscar's a good pick right here. Gets what they need.
Yeah, I think it's a good pick. I don't know if Oscar's a 4 or a 5 in the league yet, but he provides you with defensive versatility. Um, he's a good athlete as well. Um, the shooting is a work in progress, but I think it's not wrong to believe in his shooting. And he's been very productive at Georgia, especially early in the season so far. Really efficient as well. Not really a really good like post player, but can work with you in the pick and roll. And I do think the Warriors in the center, or like a big type of thing. So I think it's a good fit and a good prospect. All right, the Spurs are back. Spurs are back, and I still think they need the point guard. So with the 14th overall pick, the Spurs are going to select Boogie Fland. My bad. Wow. With the 14th overall pick, the Spurs are going to select Boogie Fland.
Shout out, man. Shout out to the Bronx, man.
Now, Boogie does struggle to get to the rim, but he does have a nice floater game, a nice mid-range game, and he's a really good three-point shooter, especially off the catch. He's a good passer as well, can facilitate really well. And his point of attack defense is pretty good, especially for his size. He gives effort on that end. Not the best athlete, especially like he's a above the rim finisher, and he doesn't get to the rim all that well at all, which is a concern. I think he's actually shooting like 40%, 6% at the rim too. Not the best is a big concern. But I like Boogie as a prospect. I still think he's around the lottery because of his shooting, because of his ability to knock down shots in the mid-range area, and because of his passing ability and his point of attack defense. So I think they need a point guard, and this is a good bet here at 14 for the Spurs. Yeah, I like it. Are you out here, Q?
Huh? Yeah, I'm not mad at it. Could shoot, could defend. Your stars right there, you're not gonna be asked to do too much. Again, you got Wemby there. That covers up a lot, allows everybody else, lessen their load. Good pick. Not mad. There's no pretty much nothing else you could have probably done right here. You probably would have been reaching it at any other point. He's still like a very good prospect. It's just others that came on. He's been as consistent as he's been all year. So not bad at it. Plus he's from the hometown.
Yeah, that's gonna be the Spurs pick. We got at 15. The Indiana Pacers. Interesting.
They need a wing, and I think they need a big. I'm pretty sure they definitely need a big. I would have liked. Yeah, I would have liked. Come on, right here.
No, that would have been fire.
Yeah. I don't want it to reach on another one because I still think you could.
I think this is where I probably get into Jaeger.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking. I'm like a wing could connect. Has some shooting shot, not the greatest shooter, not really like fully believable, but in this offense with the space and the speed and the pace, potentially probably could look good. The 15th overall pick in the 2025 NBA draft, the Indiana Pacers like Jaeger Demon. Yeah. Demon, yeah.
Yeah, I like Jaeger. I like him a lot. I think he's a connected wing. His issue is he was touted as a point guard, but his handle isn't the best. And against top 100 opponents, he has been awful. Today he played. They played Arizona State. I don't think he had a bad game. He was really good as far as playmaking. He had 7 assists, but again, he shot 2 for 8. Some of it is like hot and cold shooting, like where it's like open shots are not falling. Others is that he struggles to create advantage a lot, and he has settled for contested jump shots and other things like that. So yeah, he has issues creating advantages. He's not a good defender, but he's decent as far as help side and stuff like that. I think he's gonna be like an average defender, but yeah, 15 is a decent spot for him. Maybe even go a little bit later. That's a decent spot for Jaeger, and I think he can help the Pacers as a wing and be a connected wing and he's a really good passer, like one of the best passers in this draft class, or one of the best processors in this draft class. So I think it's a good spot for him. And if he plays better against better competition, he can rise up draft boards again. What are we gonna do with 16? The Thunder again, Lord. I selected Thomas Sorber with the first Thunder pick. Um, what am I gonna do with the second Thunder pick? I selected a center for them the first time. I still do think they need volume shooting. Yeah, they need volume shooting. With the 16th overall pick, the Thunder are going to select Khan Kanupo. They need volume shooting. Khan has shown to be a little bit more than a um, specialist. He has been able to put the ball on the ground and play in the pick and roll. He is arguably Duke's best, like second best playmaker. Pardon me, behind Cooper Flag. The shot hasn't been falling as much as you would like it to, but I do believe Khan is a very good shooter prospect, and he can do some things with the ball in his hands. So he's not just like a regular type of um, like specialist. The defense is a concern. The athleticism is a concern. But I think for the Thunder who needs volume shooting, he works pretty nicely. At the 17th pick, the Spurs have 3 first round picks right now. I guess we got Boogie Flynn with the first pick, Liam McNeely with Liam McNeely with the first pick, Boogie Flynn with the second pick. At 17, what would I like to do with this pick? Um, they they kind of still need a wing, even if they draft Liam McNeely. Who do I have on the board right now? Possibly a Ben Seraph is like a backup shooting guard for them, or that wouldn't be the worst thing. Another creator off the bench, backup little combo guard for them. Hmm. Okay. Okay. What can I do? Is Jace right here? All right. With the 17th overall pick, the Spurs are going to select Jace Richardson. Um, a really, really smart, efficient player, like one of the most efficient players. Uh, I think he's above 62 shooting. He might be in the 70s. I gotta check. Very, very high IQ player. He can do really everything. He can slash. He's been a really good shooter this year. Can finish at the rim. He's really, really crafty. A lot of people like him even higher. I have some people have him in the top 10, top 5. I've seen with Jace Richardson. Um, he's a solid defender as well. My thing is, I don't really know as far as like what his role is going to be. He's not a point guard. I think he's more of like an off guard. But I think Jace can be a really good, really really good role player. I think he's an unorthodox player with like his game, but he's just a hell of a player. A hell of a player. Jason's a hell of a player. So I think he'd be a really, really good role player in this league, possibly elite one. So I like Jace for the Spurs to come off the bench and offer some creation and just like as like an auxiliary piece on his team. I like this move for the Spurs a lot. With the 18th overall pick, the Nets are back on the board and they're going to select LeBaron Philon. I think right here you go talent. LeBaron is a very, very good player. He's a very good playmaker. Can get to the rim when he wants to and finish with acrobatic finishes. The jump shot is questionable. He's not at the highest usage either. So we want to see if he can scale up. But I think this is very good value for a player like LeBaron Philon, who is good at a lot of things. I don't know if he's great or elite at anything yet right now. He's a really good playmaker out the pick and roll. He is a good point of attack defender as well. Can cause some havoc on the end. Not a great athlete as far as like above the rim type of stuff, but very good balance. Very good fluidity when he dribbles the ball. Um, the way he attacks like the rim at his angles when he does it is really good as well. Been one of my favorite watches of the year so far. So LeBaron Philon is very, very good value here for the Nets, who don't really have a lot of talent around, in my opinion, and they kind of need a point guard. So that's really good for them. With 19 overall pick, the Jazz are back here. They got Jeremiah Fears at the 6th pick. Let's see who the best is I have on the board right now. I'm thinking about upside right now. Um, this team has a lot of like some young talent on here. That has the potential to develop. I'm looking at a Noah Penda as far as like a wing. Can I find him here? They don't really need anybody that's like ready to go now. Noah Penda, they have Noah Penda at 51. That's ridiculous. All right, I know what I'm gonna do. Can I find Rasheer Fleming? Can I find Rasheer Fleming? Where is he? So they don't got him as a small forward. Let me see. They got him as a power forward. They do. With the 19th overall pick, I'm going to draft Rasheer Fleming. This man is a stock monster. Very, very good rebounder. The efficiency has gone up as far as his points as well this year. He's been knocking down a three, two for St. Joseph this year. He's a little bit on the older side. I was at 21, but he's going to come in and be able to defend, knock down threes, rebound the ball. He's a defensive menace. He's one of the best defensive players in his class. And I got him a little bit higher than 19th on my board. I like Rasheer from a lot. I'm just getting to know the prospect a little bit. So they don't go with like young talent. Well, he's still young. Like he's still 21 years old. Not like he's 23, 24 right now. He's a junior. So I like Rasheer Fleming as a kind of like a Swiss Army knife wing a little bit. He's able to attack closeout and get to the rim. He's not going to be a primary initiator, secondary initiator, maybe not even a tertiary initiator, but he is elite on the defensive end, creating events and protecting the rim. He's really good in transition as well, and can knock down threes. So Rasheer Fleming is a really good get for the Utah Jazz. Just get a good player in the building. The the Thunder are here again with the 20th overall pick, and I just realized I have not been changing the names. But the Thunder are already like the last name I changed. So with the 20th overall pick, the Thunder are going to select Nick Clifford. They get a player that can help them win now. His development's like a dribble pass, shoot type of wing. As a senior, he is on the older side, but I think he can help the Thunder. He can contribute now. Not like a volume 3-point shooter, but he can do like a little bit of everything. Obviously the downfalls are the age and stuff like that. He's not gonna be like a primary initiator, but he can be a good role player in this league. I fully believe that. Next up, we got the Atlanta Hawks. Let me actually change the name up here. Atlanta Hawks. So the Atlanta Hawks are banking on getting that Sacramento pick, but if they get a 21st pick with the Lakers, what would they do with that? They need a center desperately, but they also need some secondary creation off the bench when Trey is not out there. They need a backup point guard, and I think Ben Seraph can be that for them. Has issues with athleticism. The shot is pretty much a question mark as well right now, but he's being productive right now in a good league overseas. And I see a lot of people have him higher than this. I have some questions about the athleticism in the shot, ability to get to the rim against better athletes. But the defense is promising. He creates events on that end as well. So I like Ben Seraph for the Atlanta Hawks. It's like a backup point guard for sure. With the 22nd pick, we got the Magic, who are in grave need of a perimeter creation. Let me see what I have in this area. Oh, I got it easily. Where's Cam Jones? There you go. Cam Jones, 22nd overall pick with the Magic, makes a lot of sense. Can help a contending team right now. Can do it right now. Very, very productive player, very efficient player. One of the best players against the rim, off his own creation, like not unassisted creation at the rim. The jump shot is looking a lot better. It's not really many flaws with Cam, to be honest. But outside of his age, and the athletic ability, I like Cam Jones a lot, especially for the Magic with a team that needs more perimeter creation. I love it. The Magic again here with the 23rd pick. Let me see what I would do. I think they're in a spot where they just selected Cam Jones. here, so they have the ability to take a swing on another on like a point guard type of a player. And so I think Nolan Traore still has some of the best upside in his class. He has struggled, but I still think he's good at creating advantages. It's just that his shot is not falling from anywhere on the floor right now. So it's really like hard to buy into his playmaking ability and his scoring ability if he's not able to make shots. He is struggling a little bit over there, overseas. But I think Nolan Troy still is has some of the best upside in his class. He's a risky pick, but at 23, I don't mind it. At 24, I think the Mavericks could always use a wing. They could always use a wing here. So I'm looking at a Noah Penda. I'm looking at a Noah Asinga if they want to go towards a that type of player. Maybe Hugo Gonzalez, but maybe not right now. In the late first, he got to prove more minutes. I think I'm gonna go with Noah Penda. Let me find him. I have to find him because they have him so low. Noah Penda, being very, very productive at a young age in a pro league. Very versatile player, in my opinion. So I think this is a good spot for them where they can get a wing that can help them. I think he's gonna be like one of those players that can be a day one contributor for this team, especially since he's doing it against older players. I like Noah Pena here. I don't think he's the best athlete or anything like that, but he's gonna be able to defend and shoot threes as well. He's just a overall versatile player, in my opinion. So I like Noah Penda at 24. That's a good value for them. I think he can go a little bit higher than this, maybe in the lottery. We back here at 25 again with Brooklyn Nets. They have a lot of first round picks. So yeah. What am I thinking about doing here? We got like players like Adu Thiero on the board, Nick Clifford, Janai Brown, Noah Singate, JC Toppin, Darian Williams, and Miles Bird. I think I'm gonna go Adu Thiero. Adu Thiero here, really, really good defensive player at the point of attack. He also provides help side defense, a really good slasher as well. Don't think he can be your primary or secondary creator, but he can attack closeouts. The 3-point shot is a work in progress. Been very productive and efficient for a Arkansas team. Been arguably the best player this year. Adu Thiero, I like that for the Brooklyn Nets. Where we at? Number 26, the Memphis Grizzlies have been one of the best drafting teams as of late with developing talent as well. I think they can always use a wing. Always can use a wing. Who do I have in this range for them? Just drafted Jalen Wells last year. They got someone like Scottie Pippen Jr. coming off the bench who's been really good. They have they don't really have holes, but they can obviously improve on the margins. I think I'm gonna draft Darian Williams here. Let me see if I can find him on here. Do they not got him as a shooting guard? I mean, as a point guard. Let me see. I can find him. I'll draft Darian Williams here. There we go. Darian Williams from Texas Tech is someone I'm just becoming familiar with. Honestly, he is a little bit older on the older side, but his ability he's basically scoring at a very high clip right now. 16 points per game, has a really, really high usage while also creating on a really high level. His assist percentage is very high as well. His statistical profile is that of a top pick in this class. I think people are lower on him because of the age and stuff like that. But his statistical profile is that of a top pick in this class. Let me go actually look at his statistical profile real quick. The 3-point shot is looking good as well. It's improved over the course of his college career. I think the finishing at the rim is pretty good as well. The box plus minus is really high. So yeah, Darian Williams is just someone I'm transparently still becoming more familiar with. The 3-point attempts aren't the highest, but he's shooting at 37% clip right now. But like when I was looking at his game and watching his film and looking at his stats, the production is ridiculous. 31.7 assist percentage with only a 12.9 turnover percentage is ridiculous. 12.7 box plus minus is ridiculous. That's probably one of the highest in the class of any prospect. So very, very high productive player. When I watch more of him, he definitely may move up for me. Gotta watch more of him. But this is someone I had to, put him in the first round. The 27th pick again. Did I just undo something? No, I didn't. Why? What the heck? They got another pick. Lord have mercy. The Nets have a lot of picks. Okay. With this pick, I'm gonna go upside a bit here and go with Noah Asinge. He plays with Ben Seraph over there on ULM. A really good productive player overseas at a young age is always a good sign. He does have issues with like physicality. He needs to put on weight, and the shooting is not really there yet. The creation is not the best. And I think the shooting kind of limits his ceiling right now, but he's a young player and he has room to grow. A decent defender as well. The playmaking has popped a little bit, like the secondary playmaking. Some really nice passing reads on his film, like Noah Singe. I know people have him higher on their mocks and their big boards, but I personally don't. He's kind of like he's at the back half of the first round for me because of the shooting and the handle and stuff like that. 28 pick, the defending champions. I don't know how they get much better at this point. I think they can add another forward, possibly another center. Here, I kind of know what I want to do if I can find his name. I wonder where's Janai Brown, because they can usually play like that. They can come in and help them very, very early. The most productive player in college basketball, arguably the best player in college basketball this year. On defense, he offers you like versatile defense as far as rim protection and stuff like that. It was some questions that he can be a 4 or a 5 because he's only like 6'10". Now he's like somebody's like athletic concerns as well, and a 3-point shot as well has been concerned. But I think it was at 35% last year. I think the shooting will be fine. And this is a player that can have a very long career off the jump and be very impactful off the jump. I see a lot of players have Janai very, very high on his boards. I'm not because of the age, and I have questions about his role. But I think honestly, the Steelers, the Celtics get him here is going to be a steal. With the 29th pick, I think the Clippers just need young talent. Honestly, they don't have a lot of it on the roster. So I think Hugo Gonzalez is a good bet right here, even though he hasn't been able to play a lot overseas for Barcelona. But did I say Barcelona? I'm tripping. But yeah, Hugo Gonzalez, I think is a good bet on young talent. Kind of swing on his upside. A really good slasher, really good defender. Want to see the jump shot come along. Hasn't had the playing time, but it's changed a little bit recently. So he can continue to contribute in spots. And I think this is a good like bet for them. At 20, my Cavs here are at 30th, the 30th pick. Oh no, 29th, pardon me. Let's see what I can do for them. Maybe get someone like JC Toppin in this space. Alex Caravan wouldn't be the worst as someone that can be like someone that could come in and contribute very, very early. Let's see. Oh, this is the Jazz. Pardon me. This is the Jazz. I kind of with the Jazz, I just kind of want to go like upside with everything. I'll go Drake Powell here at 30. The Jazz select Drake Powell. I think he has some decent upside. attacking closeouts. I think he's gonna be a very, very good defender in the league. Hasn't had the role at UNC. I think they kind of mismanaged Ian Jackson and Drake Powell. But yeah, I think it's a good pick. I'm getting a little bit tired, man. This was New Year's is in 30 minutes, man. So y'all watching this, that was our first round mock draft. Q had to dip out, and so I finished the last mock draft for him. The last 15 for him. So thank you guys for watching. If you got any comments, concerns, want to talk about any prospects, talk to me about it in the comment section. And like the video, share the video, follow us on our social media platforms. And we are out.